Yeah, I think we should be grateful for our struggle and pains, because without those, we don't come out of it, right? We don't show the jewel. You know, you got to go through that pressure. You know, I've been through, man, more than most people could imagine. You know, and I wouldn't be this guy, you know, without that struggle. You know, I can go through any adversity and I can just walk through it, you know, because I've been through adversity my whole life. You know, so that's kind of that connection with God. When you have that connection with God, and some people, when something bad happens, they think, oh man, like, you know, God doesn't care about me and the world's over. It's like, brother, this is life. This is how it works. This is the yin and the yang. You know, you can't get one without the other. You know, you can't ask for progress and not be willing to go through the struggle. Right? You want all the success. Well, how is he going to get it out of you? And how do you get better? You know, how do you ever move forward if nobody's pushing you? Right? So a lot of that stuff you go through is really a push.
Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I have someone with me. He does real estate, a successful business owner. He's based in the DFW.
Yes, sir.
And I would like you to introduce yourself, sir.
Yeah, so my name is Tunde Bakare, full name Akin Tunde Bakare, and my handle is Real Estate Bakare. So if you are looking to buy property, looking to sell property, if you're looking to buy investment, I'm also kind of diving into the commercial realm now as well. So kind of whatever you're looking for, I can help you.
Thank you so much for that, sir.
Yes, sir.
So how are you feeling?
Feeling good, man. I'm looking at this place. This guy has an amazing setup in here. I'm telling you guys, this is really nice.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Yeah, so my first question I always start with is going to be, why real estate?
Ooh, that's a long one. So, you know, I grew up playing football. When I first got into, before I got into football, my dad, he was in real estate. So my dad was flipping houses, you know, and I saw him. He first was a real estate agent, and then he started flipping houses. And man, this guy, this was 2006, I believe. So he was flipping houses like crazy, you know, making a killing, you know, getting in there, rehabbing them himself. So he would actually buy the homes and rehab them and then put them back on the market, because he was a real estate agent as well. So he's a real estate investor and a real estate agent. So I was like, man, this is incredible. I'll see him flip it, and then I'll see him, you know, take home, you know, a great return on his investment too. And I saw him buy his first house and then, you know, get us this big home. We were in a little shack in, you know, Carrydale, Woodbridge, if anybody knows where that's at, in Virginia. So I'm from the East Coast, so we were living there, and he ended up flipping enough homes so where he made enough money to where you can move it to a nice neighborhood, big house, you know, in a better school district and all that. So when I saw him do that, I was wondering why all these things, right? And now as I got older, I realized exactly, you know, why he did all the things he did. But the thing that happened was the 2008 recession hit, and he lost everything, you know. So he tried to build it back, you know. So that's kind of what I've gotten back into it, you know, to kind of like rebirth that, you know. I grew up in it. I saw it since I was 8 years old. So I know it like the back of my hand. So that's why I'm really good at what I do, because I feel like I've been doing it my whole life, you know. Besides for playing football. So yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, your dad sounds like a tough man. It's like, you know, from the scratch. Yeah, I think that's a typical Nigerian man. It's, you come into the country when you don't know nobody, and then you just build everything up. Yeah, that's like a story I'm kind of like building for myself also.
You doing it. You doing it, man.
Thank you so much.
I love to see it. And that's the thing too, like, I love seeing this, you know. That's why when you reached out to me, I was like, man, I gotta come. I'm because I got into this to connect back with, you know, my Nigerian brothers, Cameroonian, Ghanaian, you know, we're all together, even though I grew up 100% in the US, right? We were always wanting that connection, but, you know, all my dad's relatives were in Africa, they were in Nigeria. You know, so now it's like the rebirth. You know, my clients are coming in, and I'm like, man, I'm finally connecting back with, you know, all my people, and it just feels good, you know.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Have you been to Nigeria before?
No, man. I'm supposed to go this summer. I'm hoping. The reason why I haven't is because, man, I played all my summers were football. You know, my whole life was football. You know, so summers we would practice. I mean, we would be playing to basically get ready for the season. And you know, on the off season, we're working out, we're training. So I was always just football. And my dad we actually went to Haiti. So my mom's from Haiti. So I went to Haiti when I was 8. And we went there, and that was a crazy story. It was it was a crazy experience, you know. But that was a huge trip, and that was a lot of money, you know, my parents spent for that. So, and we grew up kind of tough. So a lot of the money too, we were like trying to squeeze in there. We didn't want to, you know, overpay. So I just ended up not being able to go. But my dad has some land there now. He built his house for retirement. So we should be going to see it hopefully this summer.
Yeah, please do. It's we'd love to have you back there. Let's see that.
Yeah, hey, I'm ready.
Yeah, there's this I don't know and Giannis. I don't know if you know him. Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's a basketball player.
Yeah, I did see him. I saw him on Instagram.
Yeah. He actually went to Nigeria, I think, last year.
Okay.
So the video is like, I saw it on, I think, Amazon Prime or Prime. I forgot where I saw the video. So he also like filmed the experience, and he was like, he's never been. So he was born in Nigeria, but he flew into, I think, another country when they were younger, and they moved to the US, and now it's like one of the biggest basketballer in the world.
That's crazy.
So yeah, it's like sharing the story while he was like, yeah. Do you enjoy being a football player more or a real estate agent more?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would say I would enjoy being in real estate more just because of the body impact. You know, playing football, you got to hit people, your arms, you break bones, you know. So that was, I mean, I love football, you know. It was like my first love, you know. So it was amazing, you know. Now my wife's my love, you know, and my baby. So, but yeah, for me, I would say now it's real estate because I love teaching wealth. I love seeing people come from nothing and build something for themselves. You know, everybody's always talking about a bag and this and that. I'm like, man, let's get back to God. You know, the home is everything. You know, that's where your sanctuary is. You know, that's where you pray. That's where you raise your family. You know, so it's important for us to have ownership. You know, especially as minorities. You know, coming to this country, people don't understand how wealth is passed. Right? They think everybody's working so hard. Right? People are working super hard. Right? But a lot of the wealth, pretty much, all of it is being created through real estate, you know, and that's ownership, that's equity, you know. So some of these people own a home, you know, you look at them and you're like, man, they got the same job as me, but they owned the home 10 years ago, you know, and then now they roll that equity twice, right? So they bought 2 other homes, you know, in a 10-year span, and people are like, well, how are they buying $1 million home now? Well, it's like, well, they have $300,000-$400,000 in equity just from buying one house, holding it, right? Selling it, moving to maybe a newer neighborhood, buying that, letting the values go up there, sell it again. And now they've been paying down principals and they got equity from appreciation. So now they're buying their dream home, you know, and that's kind of what I like to show people, right? Because for so long, we couldn't even own the real estate, you know? So it's like our duty now, right, to give that information, because if you just have money in your hand, you know, it means nothing, right? Inflation decreases the power of the dollar. So the more the dollar decreases, right, we need to be able to own assets that increase, right, over time, so that our money, you know, goes a long way for us. So that's why I kind of like the position I'm in now. I would say I would like to be in the coaching aspect more. That's my plan now, because as the real estate agent, the day to day, it's just like, it's a lot, man.
Yeah.
a lot of work. So yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, a question kind of like popped up to my head just now. I saw something on your like Instagram bio. There's it says $multi-million real
producing agent.
Yeah. So the question that I always like, I get confused every time I see that. Is it that you guys have $multi-million in your account, or what is the multi-million? Yeah, yeah. Because it's kind of like funny to me. So I have something to ask.
That's a good question. That's good. No, I do not have $1 million in my account, because if I did, I'll be on an island somewhere relaxing. So what that means is that when you sell real estate, right, a $300,000 house, right, if you times that, if I do 3 homes, right, 4 homes like that, right, I'll be at 1.2 million, right? So that now I've sold $1 million in real estate, right? I sell multi-millions of dollars in real estate, right? So that means that I have a year where I sell $10 million in real estate, right? That doesn't mean that I personally have $10 million. That means that the amount of the value of the homes I've sold equivalent to multi-millions of dollars. It's more like a sales terminology. Yeah.
So it's like you make a percentage of the...
Exactly. As a real estate agent, you make a percentage of what you sell, right? Everybody knows like the normal percentage is 3%, right? Which is... that can fluctuate in this market because some sellers may charge 2 or 2.5, but yeah, and then you still have to pay a broker. So people think like, oh, I get in real estate, I'm gonna make $1 million. I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm like, eventually, if you stay in it long enough and you build the referrals, you know, you network, you do things like this, you get in front of the podcast, you talk to people, you educate, people start calling you from all directions. You know, I get calls every day, you know, now from like people that want to do something that, you know, they saw me online showing or looking at, they want to buy it. So, you know, it's just a process. But yeah, that's basically, I went on a tangent, but that's what it means by the multi-million-dollar producer.
Yeah, thank you for that. Now my curiosity is gone. Now I know.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
What's one thing about what you do that you love and you will want it to continue, you want to see more of it? And what's one thing about what you do that you don't like and you won't want it to continue no more?
That I like, that I would like to
Stuff.
continue. Yeah, I'm trying to think, because I'm like, for me, it's just black and white when I work. You know what? Something I don't like is I love that everybody wants to be a real estate agent. Like, I love that. And it's viral now, right? So everybody gets in front of a camera, they just drone a house or they do a video, and they think that it qualifies them to be a good realtor. But just because you can handle a camera doesn't mean you know how to sell real estate. Doesn't mean that you're educated to help a client. So now people like me, I'm 32 years old, right? You know, I played ball. I went to college. I'm a college graduate. I was in medical sales. I've done bank financing work. I've done a lot of things, right? So coming in here, 32, I got a wife. You know, I got a child. You know, I don't have time to go with a camera in, right? But those agents will capture a lot more of the
Attention.
The market share, right?
Okay.
So that is a little annoying, right? But you have to learn how to work it. You got, even though it is what it is, right? That's why we're here right now, right? We're on it. So you got to learn how to work it in your favor, right? Because at the end of the day, it's who's getting the eyes and who's getting attention now because of the new world we're in, right? So how do you capture attention, which then turns into dollars, right? So I like what I do. I love helping people. I just hate that there's so many agents that are uninformed, don't know what they're doing. They think just because I have a camera and a license, I can sell real estate. And you need to learn and get the expertise first before you just, you know, take too many clients to where you don't know how to represent them. You don't know what they're looking for. You don't know how to work certain deals. So I think that's part of my concern, because that hurts the industry. And the more it hurts the industry, the more it hurts realtors. And what's going to happen now is you're seeing these lawsuits come out about, you know, NAR versus home sellers. And you know, so NAR is National Association of Realtors, right? So there's a big lawsuit about that stuff. And it's because there's a lot of realtors who are just, they don't really know what they're doing, you know, or they're just taking advantage of things, right? So all those things play a role into why I would feel like that stuff I just don't like to see anymore. Things that I like seeing right now, that I love seeing, man, that people are buying homes. Black people are buying homes, man. You know, minorities are buying homes. You know, I love it, because for so long you didn't see that, you know, and honestly, I wouldn't have a job, right? Because most of my clients are African, right? They're either in the medical sales, right? Or they're in the medical department as nurses, nurse practitioners, doctors, or they're in IT. You know, that's the majority of my clientele base, you know, so I try really hard to like service those clients, you know. And if you're looking for a house and you're a nurse practitioner, doctor, Got some great doctor loan products. Okay. We can help travel nurses as well. That's an industry people don't know if they can buy or not. Travel nurses, we can help you, right? We want to help you. IT professionals, let's do it, man. Let's make our money, make money this year. Okay.
Let's make money. Starting a real estate agent, starting a real estate business, right? You maybe obviously have made some mistakes. You have like missteps or whatever the English word is. Like I know a lot of people have come by difficulties, have a lot of like troublesome clients, a lot of stuff. If you're starting again as a real estate agent, what are the mistakes you like to like avoid?
Well, you know what? Honestly, I think there are no mistakes in life. I think they're only lessons, you know? So I think people want to find a shortcut because they're like, well, I don't want to have to do this or do that. And I'm like, to be honest, you know, everything I did helped me to become better, you know? I think the hardest thing to realize when you become a real estate agent is that the people that you know aren't the ones who are going to probably support you. That's the tough part. You know, you're getting your license and you're thinking, man, these guys are gonna man, all these people I know, they're gonna call me, and you look on social media and you see them buy a house and they didn't call you. You're like, okay, man, okay. You know, you're like, all right. And then some of them have the nerve to be like, to ask you a question, right? They'll be like, well, you know, my agent didn't do this or didn't do that. And I'm like, that does not concern me. Right? You know? But I would say not depending on your immediate circle. You know, I thought that a lot of the people that I knew were going to be the ones that support me. Absolutely not. Out of the people I knew before I became a real estate agent, probably maybe one or two have bought a house from me. In almost 5 years.
Wow.
People think when you start a business, the people that you know are really the ones that are gonna come and support you.
Of course. That's like general belief. Yeah, I went through the same similar. I have a similar experience also. Just that my own, I learned that very quick. There are people that you know are not gonna be your biggest supporter. It's always gonna be take a stranger. It's gonna take somebody. Let's say I've been doing the picture also like 5 years, 6 years now. So I didn't have like I have supporters, like people that we started together, that people that my friend that booked me, and there are some that they don't even till date they never book me.
Wow.
But it always takes something for them to support. Like when they see it's popular to support, that's when they start supporting. Yeah. There it is. So I have like some celebrity flying from Nigeria, and then I took their pictures. They're like, oh wow, you took this picture. Then definitely you didn't. Yeah. So that it takes that sometimes. And now I just charge my own money. So it's you just do you the way you would do to just be nice to everybody. Let's just say that.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Being nice.
So you answer you gave earlier, kind of like poppy question that I wanted to ask. It says should you be grateful for pain? Should you be grateful for going like you have to because you have to struggle? Should you be grateful that you have to struggle? That's the question. Should you be grateful?
Yeah.
I
think we should be grateful for our struggle and pains, because without those we don't come out of it, right? We don't show the jewel, you know. You got to go through that pressure. You know, I've been through, man, more than most people could imagine, you know. And I wouldn't be this guy, you know, without that struggle. You know, I can go through any adversity and I can just walk through it, you know, because I've been through adversity my whole life. You know, so that's kind of that connection with God. When you have that connection with God, and some people, when something bad happens, they think, oh man, like, you know, God doesn't care about me and the world's over. It's like, brother, this is life. This is how it works. This is the yin and the yang. You know, you can't get one without the other. You know, you can't ask for progress and not be willing to go through the struggle. Right? You want all the success. Well, how is he going to get it out of you? And how do you get better? You know, how do you ever move forward if nobody's pushing you? Right? So a lot of that stuff you go through is really a push. You know, that's how I look at it. That's my perspective on life. That's how I get through.
That's a very great perspective. It's a very great way to think about stuff. So, you said about your dad earlier being in real estate and stuff. So, does that kind of like smoothen your path in the real estate business, or does it like make, because me now, let's say Africans, I'll use Africans as an example. Africans, because they struggle to get something, they always want you to do the same thing. They want you to struggle for it too. Because it takes me 6 years to get a license, let's say license for maybe any business, because it takes me 6 years. So now you're learning under me. I know it can take you 3 months, and now I want you to go through that 6 years. That's how most people do stuff.
Yeah.
So do you think your dad, being an African dad, is Nigerian dad, being a Nigerian dad, does it smoothen your path, or does did he just like leave you to do your stuff?
That's a good question, man. Because sometimes I always joke with him, because I'm like, why didn't you just tell me not to do football and go straight to the state? Like, you knew I shouldn't have been playing football. He's like, no, you wanted to play football, so I'll let you play football. I'm like, no, I wanted you to tell me what to do, but that's not what I wanted at that point, right? So as a parent now, it's hard, right? Because I'm very strict when it comes to wanting my kid to be successful, right? But at the same time, I'm like, I do want you to figure it out. So there's two parts of that, because your question, I know what you were asking, but that's how my dad did it. Now, for the people who are like, I'm just gonna let you struggle because you should struggle like I struggle, I hate that. That's not, why are we doing that? Do other races do that? No. No.
Yeah.
The reason why they do that is because most of the time they don't want you to go past them too quickly. And I noticed that with a lot of people, because I'm not gonna, I just noticed those kind of things, when you're just aware, you start realizing that. So it's like, why would you ever, I would never do that to my kid. I'm like, no, go past me, go past me. Like my whole job was to catapult you. So I think it's tough though, because some of these kids are arrogant, and the parents can't stand that, right? Yeah. So if they give them that push and they help them, they turn back around and say, "Oh, I never needed you anyway."
Yeah.
So that's that yin and the yang we're going through.
Yeah. So I watch. I think it's a podcast that I watch. It says there was this guy. It says we should think of our parents like a seatbelt. I think it's Trevor. He said, think of your parent as a seatbelt. They are there for you as a seatbelt. So what seatbelt does is that when you get into a car, you put the seatbelt on. In case there's accident, you don't fly out of the window and stuff. But the problem is that you should know when to take the seatbelt off. Because let's say you get to your destination, this is time for you to move on, to get out of the car. And you still have the seatbelt on. You're not gonna be able to like get out of the car because the seatbelt is on. So you have to detach it. So parents are like seatbelts. So I think that's one of the reasons why I don't really ask my parents for advice anymore now. But I still ask them when it's like, let's say marriage issues, and be like, hey mom, so I think of parents as seatbelts also now. But now it's detached. I'm on my own. I have to figure it out, because they can't be. They can't always be the like. So I know you already talk about when you're starting. If you're starting again, what you're gonna do, not depend on people and stuff. But somebody that's starting, they're new in the business, fresh in the game of real estate. What advice will you give to that kind of person?
Get a mentor. That's number one. A mentor is everything. You can't learn everything in a day. It just. Real estate doesn't work like that. I mean, every deal is different. I deal with so many different kind of clients and deals, man. I can't even tell you. And I have different experiences. So if somebody comes in and they've only been in the industry, for 3 months, there's no way they're going to be able to handle every single type of deal, right? But if you have a mentor, somebody who's guiding you through, right? That's why it's going to a really good brokerage, going to a team, somebody to give you that guidance. The reason why people don't want to do that is because they want to keep all the money, right? Because that's what they're thinking about, is all the dollars. But things take time if you want to be sustainably, climbing a good height, So everything now is different with real estate or any business. Now you have to not only have the knowledge, now you have to be able to work the
You
social
have to-
media.
exactly. Be manager. You have to work on contracts.
I'm out there. I ain't never flew a drone, bro. I'm out there trying to. The drone stuck in the tree.
Oh.
I'm like, I came here to be do real estate. I didn't come here to do photography, video. So I've had to like take tutorials and learn all this. And I'm like, this is not, has nothing to do with running comps on your house value. Has nothing to do with helping you get pre-qualified, right? It's nothing to do with helping you with your budget. So the neighborhoods, the HOAs, the water easements, taxis, property taxes, MUDs. There's nothing to do with any of this stuff. Right?
Yeah.
It's just now like you have to now be so more creative, you know? So I would say, man, get with a mentor, you know, get with somebody that can give you some guidance. Like I said before, you know, we're going to be doing some stuff, you know, where I'm trying to bring on some people. So if there are newer agents that want some help, you know, and want to grow under somebody, you know, call me, you know, reach out. I don't mind doing mentorship, even if you're not here locally in the Dallas Metroplex, right? If you're in another state, you know, reach out. You know, I do mentorship, you know, there's a fee, obviously, because I mean, my time is, you know, I have to be at different places, but I have no problem having that consultation call, you know, a couple times a month where we're sitting down, we're breaking down your business, you know, and that's one thing I actually really want to get into is like, hey, if you can't be where I am locally, let's get on the phone, right?
There's Zoom. That's why just technology. Yeah.
And go.
So yeah, I kind of want to ask this funny question. Do you speak Yoruba?
No, I don't speak Yoruba, man.
Do you understand?
A tiny bit, man, because my dad would yell at me, and then I hear it, and then I'm like, and then my mom would yell, and she's speaking Creole. So it was like, and then I got English. So it's like, yeah, we just ended up. Yeah, I didn't get it all.
Yeah. What next? The name of the show.
What's next?
It's What Next of Real Estate Bakare.
Yeah.
I pronounce it right, but you pronounce it posh. You know what posh is, right? So yeah. So what next? What should we be expecting from you? Like that.
A lot more content, a lot more consistency when it comes to being on the camera, talking. That was always my hardest thing because I hate the internet. You know, I'm a social person, but I'm very, you know, I live a very like simplistic, quiet life. You know, it's just me and my wife and my daughter, and we just be in our little world. You know, but I can't do that anymore, obviously, right? So I'm trying more to like, obviously, you know, be on camera, talk more, educate people more. I'll be trying to, you know, we'll have hopefully some really good, exciting things coming soon that I don't want to talk about yet, but, you know, we're planning on those. But, you know, just more consistency, more being out in the public.
Thank you so much for sharing. You've been more than helpful. A lot of people are going to learn a lot. You're starting real estate, they're going to learn a lot from every wise word you've like said today. So if anybody want to reach out, if they want to say hi, follow you.
Follow me, Real Estate Bakare. That is my handle at Instagram. Same thing, TikTok. Don't have YouTube yet. YouTube will be coming soon, but you can reach me there. And if you want to send me an email as well, realestatebakare@gmail.com. Reach out me there. So, you know, I'm always here to help. You know, send me a DM. My contact information is on the page as well. And yeah, let's get moving.
Yes, sir.
That's 2024. Let's get moving.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that will be all. Thank you so much. You've been wonderful. It's been wonderful chatting with you. And thank you so much for sharing. And thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh, man. Thank you,
sir.
brother. Thank you. We're going to Nigeria soon, man.
Yes, sir.